number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,237,681. The confirmed number of deaths comes to 24,106. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 7,332, with total confirmed deaths remaining at 215. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Rhiannon Trutanich. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, May 18th. LA County's public health director is reaching out to a number of local retail businesses to emphasize the existing rules that require everyone to continue wearing masks when indoors, as local and state mask mandates have not been lifted yet. When the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced last week that vaccinated people would be able to unmask when indoors, many businesses jumped on board quickly without knowing the full scope of the rules. California's mandatory mask policy still remains in effect at least until June 15th, and businesses that have posted signs giving permission to vaccinated shoppers to not wear masks are in violation of the local health order. Dr. Barbara Ferrer says there's one standard for the whole state, as California public health officials stated yesterday in an announcement that mask requirements are still in place, and businesses, customers, residents, and visitors should keep those masks nearby when out and about. LA County is also expected to lift the mandate fully when the state does on June 15th, as long as health indicators continue to decline and data shows it's safe to do so. Now, to be clear, fully vaccinated people must mask up in businesses and crowded spaces, both indoors and outdoors. Masks can be removed when in private settings and when around other fully vaccinated people or when outside in uncrowded areas. Masks are still required for unvaccinated people, even when outdoors. Social distancing and mask requirements will also remain in place at work settings statewide until the California Division of Occupational Safety and Health, or Cal-OSHA, changes its guidelines. The state agency board is set to vote on new safety standards this week. One group of healthcare professionals are vocalizing their stance against the easing of the mask mandate by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The federal agency, which lifted the need for mask wearing for those who are fully vaccinated, caused a stir among not only the public but businesses and those within the healthcare industry who have faced the brunt of the pandemic. California's current masking guidelines say while masks are no longer required outdoors except at crowded events, the state's public health officials said the mask mandate indoors and at places of business will remain at least until June 15th, when the economy is expected to fully reopen. The California Nurses Association says the new CDC guidance was a big blow to the safety and welfare of the nurses, frontline workers, as well as the patients, as infection rates still remain high and daily deaths continue to be attributed to the virus. The CNA says it was a prudent decision by the state to not align with the CDC's mask lift just yet, as more than 61,000 California residents have died from COVID-19 since the pandemic began just over a year ago. A federal investigation is shining some unwanted light on the California Department of Motor Vehicle. Prosecutors found several DMV offices, one in Torrance, Gardena, and Lincoln Park, that had employees who were taking bribes to pass unqualified drivers and issuing driver's licenses illegally. 5 LA County DMV employees, one a former manager of the office in Lincoln Park, faces prison time for accepting bribes when sentenced in August. 44-year-old Giovanna Nettles of Norwalk pleaded guilty on Monday for her role in the scheme. She admitted to federal mail fraud charges and accepting cash bribes. She also admitted to fraudulently entering passing scores for applicants without the person actually passing or even taking the necessary tests. Another former employee who was named the ringleader of the scheme, Antonasio Villegas, worked as a DMV license registration examiner in Torrance and Gardena and is expected to plead guilty to the federal fraud charges in June. The federal investigation into the DMV bribery scheme remains ongoing. The DMV issued a statement saying the DMV takes very seriously its responsibility to uphold the law as we serve our customers and we applaud our thousands of employees who work with integrity and pride. If you're looking to ditch your car for the month, we've got a few good reasons to do so. Metrolink is celebrating Bike Month, offering free rides to anyone boarding with bicycles this week on bike-friendly passenger trains. It also coincides with Bike to Work Week. What a great way to travel for free and explore the many destinations on the Metrolink. The month-long festivities also include an Aventon e-bike giveaway, the launch of rail-friendly bike excursions specially curated by All Trains, and a bike safety webinar with the LA County Bike Coalition. Metrolink's expansive service throughout Southern California now offers a great opportunity for customers to enjoy a broader range of activities using their e-bikes on Metrolink trains. You can go to metrolinktrains.com for more information. Kraft Heinz is recalling more than 13,000 pounds of condensed soup. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Safety Inspection Service announced the Iowa-based food company is recalling their Chef Francisco Minestrone condensed soup and the vegetable beef and barley condensed soup due to product mislabeling and undeclared allergens. Its condensed soups were produced on October 7th and contain eggs and milk, which are not declared on the product label. While these items are mostly distributed to hotels, restaurants, and institutions nationwide, FSIS is concerned some products may still be in freezers of these establishments. While there have been no confirmed reports of adverse reactions, businesses are urged to not serve the product and should be discarded. American adults as young as 45 are now being recommended for colon cancer screenings. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force released new guidelines saying it's time for the change due to colorectal cancer becoming increasingly prevalent in much younger adults now. Colon cancer is one of the nation's leading cancer killers, taking the lives of nearly 50,000 people each year and is ranked third deadliest in the U.S. And while it is still most common in older adults, the rates of new cases of adults younger than 50 start increasing beginning in the 2000s. The new guidelines say adults at average risk of colorectal cancer range from age 45 to 75. This also means most insurance plans would have to cover the checkups earlier now with no copay required. The change brings the task force in line with the American Cancer Society, which also lowered its recommended screening age to 45 back in 2018. Now, how often people need to get checked depends on the type of screening they choose. There are a variety of options, including yearly stool-based tests or colonoscopies that are typically done every 10 years. Colon cancer is also highly treatable if detected early and is largely preventable if screened regularly. Yet statistics show that nearly 1 in every 4 people between the ages of 50 to 75 have never been screened for the disease. Health experts say fear, lack of family history of the disease, cost, and the hassle of taking time off work or the preparation for the screening are the most common factors preventing people from getting checked. A local brewery is celebrating a big milestone this weekend. Smog City Brewing Company, one of the original craft breweries in Torrance, is gearing up to release a limited edition 10th anniversary IPA this Saturday. The Special West Coast IPA features Strata hops as well as Chinook and Centennial hops. The special brew will be available in 4-pack cans and on draft starting Saturday, May 22nd. In addition to releasing this limited edition beer, Smog City Brewing Company is also hosting a celebration at their Torrance Brewery and Tap Room from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. this Saturday. There will be a full list of rare and vintage beers, food, and much more for the special occasion. Smog City Brewing Company was started in 2011 and continues to remain a family-owned and operated business. The Camino College Board of Trustees proudly announced their newest educational leader. Dr. Brenda Tams was named ECC's newest superintendent and president to take over when Dr. Dina Maloney retires next month. Dr. Tams was selected as the college's 7th superintendent and president. She said, quote, "I am honored to have the opportunity to serve in the leadership role of a community college as distinguished and reputable as El Camino College." She brings more than 23 years of experience in instruction, student services, and administration in California community colleges. The board's much anticipated announcement is a result of a nationwide search for a presidential candidate that narrowed the list of candidates to 4 finalists who participated in a separate public forum via Zoom last month. Dr. Tams begins her new post on July 1st. Torrance City Council members will head back into the chambers tonight in a hybrid council meeting. While council members will meet in person for the meeting, staff and viewers are still able to tune in virtually to participate. The meeting can be seen on our channel, online, and on the city's YouTube and Facebook platforms. Items on tonight's agenda includes a proclamation celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Torrance Women's Club, a philanthropic organization that continues to impact the community in various ways. Then a proclamation will be read declaring May as Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month in Torrance. Plus, the Commission on Aging and Community Service will recognize this year's Older Americans Award recipients. And you'll also hear from the Community Development Department as the 2021 Strategic Plan is presented by the committee in a unique video presentation. They share a quick overview of the plan, the collective research, data gathering, and ideas that they hope are a great reflection of the Torrance community. Then the Finance Director will also hold a second public hearing on the fiscal year 2021 to 2023 proposed biennial budget and capital improvement plan. You can find the full agenda online at torranceca.gov. The meeting begins at 7 p.m. sharp. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The Torrance Police Department recently celebrated Peace Officers Memorial Day, and due to the ongoing pandemic, was not able to attend events in Washington, D.C., and out of an abundance of caution, was not able to host our own annual memorial for a second year in a row. But Interim Police Chief John McGeff and Incoming Chief Jeremiah Hart together shared a heartfelt message with the community.
Due to the pandemic and to protect everyone's health and safety, we've had to cancel this year's memorial ceremony.
This memorial has been a long-standing tradition in our police department.
We want the families and loved ones of our fallen to know that they have not been forgotten. Their bravery, commitment, and the sacrifices they have made for the Torrance community will be forever honored and remembered.
Peace Officers Memorial Day began in 1962 after President John F. Kennedy signed a proclamation designating May 15th a day to remember fallen law enforcement officers from around the country. And since then, there have been many events held at Washington, D.C., where thousands gather to honor those who've lost their lives. May 15th also falls on National Police Week, and here in Torrance, the city honors our local heroes who've made the ultimate sacrifice. The 4 officers remembered each year include Sergeant William Lewis, who died in 1959, Officer David Siebert, who died in 1967, Officer Gary Ripstein, who died in 1968, and Officer Thomas Keller, who died in 1986. The Torrance Police Department, which was founded nearly 100 years ago, continues to show their support of the men and women in uniform of past and present who put their lives on the line every day, especially during the ongoing pandemic. What a great way to show how Torrance cares. You can see their full stories online, on YouTube, or on the police department's Facebook page. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Leslie Robbins fills in for Christine Lee to bring you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.